like Dave and I had said, if you have not noticed, I do believe now just about every person has contributed at least on special teams from this year's draft class.
Yeah,
I
I'd have
can't
to see
say,
those stats.
well, because like you've got Summers is playing special teams, and so is
It's like
Holloman.
earning your stripes type thing.
The only one that has not played yet because he's been on the pup list is Sternberger.
Yeah, or Dexter Williams because they never suit him up.
He did
He
play
played
today.
today.
Yep,
He got some
he got
rushes.
I think 5 carries or 6 carries at the end of the game
It
in the
wasn't pretty.
last
It
two
was just
times.
dirt time.
Yeah, it was just up the middle, keep the clock running crap. They were both teams were doing it, but he was on the field today, number 22.
Oh, why did I miss that? I was at a bar because I couldn't get the game here
Your second
because
home.
no, God, it seems like it for the last week. Um, no, because I couldn't hear the sound because it was so dang loud. It was at a Packer bar because the Vikings played at noon, and so of course we couldn't get the Packer game here in Minneapolis. So, um, but by then I was already kind
Why
of like
not?
feeling good about the victory.
They were on Fox, not CBS.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah, they'll black out the other game.
What? We get them
Yeah,
both here, and I'm in Lions country. They had it on both
yeah.
because Charter keeps the Packer. I don't know, whatever. That's because the Minnesota people are haters over there. They don't like the Packers.
Yeah,
Or
even though
just
they're
a
on different channels, yeah, they black it out.
or
So,
just Michigan doesn't support their team because their team's been so bad over their entire history.
Mainly because it's up here. Down the other part of the state, it's probably different. But up here, they're attached to Wisconsin, and it's like 60-40 Packer fans. So, yeah, even Charter figured that out, and they carry all the Packer games over the Lions games if they're on the same channel. So, and it
oh
pisses the
wow,
Lions fans off up here. But we're actually that's why everybody picks on them and says, yeah, it's because we're attached to Wisconsin. You should know better. Move down south. One, and yeah, great. Rodgers is probably the quarterback one for the week, 49.8 points.
yeah, Jones is ripping it up. Like that was a heck of a catch by him on the touchdown. I mean, he had to make it. He was looking on his outside shoulder, and then he had to Rodgers threw it to the inside, so then he had to make flip his head around. That's not always the easiest thing, but
Some wide
that
receivers can't even do that.
yeah, but that ball was thrown so perfect. He didn't have to do anything. It literally just hit him right there in the hands. He
Oh,
just had to trap it against his body. you
Rodgers
know.
is in full robot mode. Like he hasn't hit fifth or sixth gear
He's
yet.
seeing the field in Terminator mode right
But
now.
yeah, he's in Terminator mode, and he's one step away from hitting Neo mode, where everything's just in code again. Like it's because this is a new offense, but you can just feel it. Like, and Lafleur just feels like he's just clicking. There's something that's getting better with this team. They're only gonna get better. They just really are. It's only week 7. They're gonna now look. It doesn't change my mind. I still think they're gonna have some bumps in the road here coming up, but it's not gonna change my opinion no matter what I say because it's I already predicted that stuff earlier. That it's just everybody's reactional in the moment of a game.
Yeah, he's looking good, and everyone knows I'm the type of guy, a fan that I will rip him apart. I'll nitpick him to pieces when he's not doing all the little things and he's not looking well out there and he's not playing well out there. I'll be that guy, but I'm not ripping him right now because he's playing very well. There's even a couple times where I'm all about the little details, and I was watching like college football over the weekend and seeing some, like college quarterbacks do like all the little things on the different RPOs and the play action and the carrying the fake out and all that kind of stuff because that stuff over time over a game it works. It holds defenders. It makes them second guess what's actually going on in the play that they're watching. And there's times where sometimes I feel like Rodgers kind of goes through the motions, half-asses it, and doesn't always necessarily do all those things. But I can't say that about him for the last couple of games. He's been doing Like,
do you feel like today he's sold on those RPO fakes? Because today I saw a couple where I thought Jones actually had the ball.
There was and that's exactly my point. Is there were several times today where my eye was misled. Like, I didn't quite, for a split second, I didn't quite know who had the ball or what was going on, and that is because Rodgers did an awesome job with carrying through with his play fakes. And I feel that's coaching. To me, that's coaching. That is someone who puts together. This is what I've heard. This is what they said, that after each game, they always have the meetings and they show the film and they show the good tape and then they show the bad tape. And they always talk about how you don't want to be on the bad tape and that everyone is on it, including Aaron Rodgers. And that is coaching. That is being held accountable, and that is LaFleur and their coordinators all saying, here are the little things that maybe you're not doing, that if you just do these things, we'll be even better. And here's why. Here's an understanding of why this needs to happen, and this is why it all works together. And you're starting to see it. Like, I'm starting to see him do all those little things, and it threw me off a couple times. Like you just said, Dave, there were a couple plays where I did not know for a split second. That's it. But for a split second, and if I'm seeing that, I guarantee the defense is seeing the same thing, right? And that's the
running touchdown specifically is what I caught me when he faked to Jones and he ran to the pylon. Oh my God!
Oh, it was wide open.
It goes back to what Dave and I were saying though for a long time, and we even said on last week's show, one of the things is they had a hard time against the red zone a bunch of times recently because of the lack of him carrying out the fake properly. And Jeff Schwartz had brought it up on social media. But here's the thing, Ryan. It continues to reiterate Dave's and mine's take from a long time ago.
1 to 3 things every week.
And you're seeing it. That's it. And it's just the beauty of, again, it's not just us being right. What's beautiful to Dave and I about this is it's not so much about us being right. What makes it beautiful, and I know Dave's going to smile when I say this, it's that all those other people become so wrong about everything they had to say in the off season about this relationship and the coachability of Aaron Rodgers. Because you cannot fix 1 to 3 things every week if your Hall of Fame quarterback that's not coachable and knows everything and isn't going to buy into the system and is going to undermine the coach isn't willing to do. That's what makes this more beautiful to me and Dave. And see, he's smiling because I know it. Go ahead, Dave.
Did y'all see the double fist pump in sync of LaFleur and Rodgers in the game at the same time on the sideline? Did y'all see that?
I saw it after the fact on Twitter.
Oh, my God. I watched it live, and I'm like, there's nothing else nobody can say about these two having a bad relationship, getting after each other. It doesn't matter. The fact that you're watching those two throw arm pumps in victory, literally, and not even talking about it, just doing it, it just shows that everybody's starting to get on the same page. Not starting, but have been on the same page. It's just they're there. They're not hitting their stride, but the training wheels are off of the offense. Now, I mean, before I feel like week 4, week 5, like Jay told us before that's when the training wheels were going to come off, and I agree with him because these past couple weeks it's shown that, and now it's getting in the stage of the offense where LaFleur is saying, okay, what plays do you like and what plays do you don't like? And now you're starting to see a ton more running back in the flat passes. You're starting to see a ton more tight end crossing routes that they didn't do last year, and especially on delayed routes. You'll see tight ends come late on delayed routes, and Rodgers always gets it there.
You know what else, Dave, quickly?
I feel like we're at that stage now.
You know what else I've seen
quickly,
go ahead. Dave? The one thing that I really noticed lately since the training wheels, quote-unquote, so to speak, have come off, that this offense is Rodgers schoolyard ball friendly. It's because the McCarthy offense a lot of times, even if it was loaded up with wide receivers, it seemed a lot of stacks, and a lot of times the routes ended up going to one side where the one side of the field was empty. So if Rodgers ended up having to scramble there, it was either he had to run or there was really nobody to throw the ball. This offense, especially today, I noticed no matter which direction he went, there seemed to be a short receiver there designed to be his dump-off guy.
A safety net.
Yeah, if he couldn't make the big play. And Rodgers took it. And then the guy subsequently made a play for him. Exactly. I just like that about this offense, that it's got a built-in, which is something else that I made a point, didn't I, Dave? Oh, well, what are you going to do when Rodgers wants to go schoolyard? What are you going to do when it's a weapon? And now the offense literally is designed to have.
It's a whole other section in the playbook that they can just use.
You don't see this. You do not see. I have not seen this in the McVay offense because Goff doesn't move. I have not seen this done in the Shanahan offense because Garoppolo really doesn't move and doesn't have the.
He's limited in his capabilities. We've seen that.
On the move, right? And so to me, this is just reiterates my point that he was going to figure out a way how to make that a strength, not a weakness, not a detriment to this offense, but something. And he's absolutely done a perfect job of designing safety nets for Rodgers to keep him healthy. Because we'd much rather see Rodgers dump it off, even if it's going to go for 4 yards, than him to take a chance running and get hit or fall or any of that, right? So this offense has done a great job on that.
That's the thing that I love about LaFleur so far, that we're learning about as we go, is he's adaptable. He's willing to make adjustments and cater things to his players and their skill sets and what they're good at doing, as opposed to trying to fit, square pegs in round holes. And I love it. It's so refreshing to see that. And it's starting to form into their own offense.
Ryan,
right?
Can I make a quick statement and then I want you to reiterate? I'm going to make an early statement because this is something that I've been a rant about. What I'm seeing right now, Dave, you know what I'm going to say, aren't you? What I'm seeing right now and what we're talking about is exactly what I've been bitching about what needs to be done in the Green Bay Packers. What LaFleur is showing us right now is he's running the Patriot way. That's what this is. Look at all the offensive run every week. It doesn't look the same. It just doesn't. It's just different somehow.
Actually, can we start calling it the Green Bay way now? Since it's LaFleur?
It is LaFleur, but I'm just saying, you know this, Dave. I've ranted.
I get the precedent you're going off of.
Right.
I know.
It's what the whole league has always tried to do, and what I've said really is the Patriot way. It's just being flexible, baby. It's just taking your players, figuring out what they're good at, and giving them the opportunity to do that. And if they're not, finding somebody else that can fill a different role and looking at that player and saying, there's nothing against you right now. It just that particular thing isn't working, but we'll get back to you, so that player never buys out. They just realize, hey, it just ain't my day. Because look at what everybody bought out. If you look at the fantasy, for example, Aaron Jones is no longer running back one because Jamal Williams is on the field. And what did I say, Dave? That's pish-posh. The offense is always going to go in as a design of Aaron Jones being running back one. And whether or not he needs if he's having a bad day, they're going to pat him on the back and they're going to say, you know what, it's not your day. But we know we got Jay Swaggy back here to take it out, and he'll deliver. Or if you need a puff, Jay Swaggy, you got him on fantasy, Ryan. He didn't have a bad day for a running back 2 or a running back 1 or even a flex player. He had a touchdown. He had a couple of catches. He had some yards. But at the end of the day, it was still, you could see the offense was designed for Aaron Jones. There's nothing wrong with this. This is exactly what the real true Patriot way is. And you can call it whatever I want, but that's what people familiarize. That's why I'm saying it. That's what excites me. Because this is what I have been pounding the table about for a long time, going back to even before I knew Dave, about the problem in Green Bay and with a lot of franchises that think they know what it takes to win consistently.